Welcome to Treptower Park, one of Berlin's most iconic green spaces, stretching along the beautiful River Spree in the city's southeast. The park was officially opened in 1888 and was designed by landscape architect Gustav Meyer, a pioneer of Berlin's urban parks. His vision was to create an open space where city dwellers could relax, walk, and connect with nature. With its broad alleys, shaded paths, and lush meadows, Treptower Park still embodies those ideals today. But it wasn't always just peaceful promenades and picnic spots. In the late 19th and 20th century, Treptower Park was home to one of Berlin's most beloved attractions, the Spreewald Amusement Park. Built in 1896 on a site of a former fairground, the Spreewald Park brought entertainment and innovation together. It featured merry-go-round, shooting galleries, theaters, and even one of Germany's earliest roller coasters. At night, the park lit up with electric lights and a novelty at the time, turning it into a glowing wonderland along the Spree. Locals affectionately called it Klein Venedig or Little Venice, thanks to the charming channels and romantic boat rides. It was a place where Berliners of all ages came to enjoy a touch of magic. Unfortunately, the park didn't survive the pressure of the 20th century. Changing taste, wartime destruction, and urban development led to its closure and eventually disappearance. Today, traces of Spreewald Park are hard to spot, but the memory lingers in the spirit of the park. Lining the riverbank, you will find an active boating scene, historic steamers, sightseeing ships, and small private boats dock here regularly. The park's harbor area, known as Treptower Hafen, has been used since the late 19th century. In those days, it served both recreational and commercial traffic on the Spree. Today, it's mostly a leisure hotspot, for here you can hop on a boat tour that takes you through the heart of Berlin, cruising past Museum Island, the Reichstag, and other landmarks, all from the peaceful perspective of the water. These trips are especially popular in summer and offer a fantastic way to see the city from a different angle. Before you reach one of the most solemn areas of Treptower Park, you'll find a place that both feels peaceful and poetic. Der Rosengarten oder Rose Garden, this beautiful manicured space sits quietly near the southern entrance to the more historical section of the park. It acts as a kind of natural prelude, a soft floral welcome to visitors as they approach more formal grounds beyond. But on its own, the Rose Garden is a gem worth exploring. Laid out in a symmetrical rows and framed by neatly clipped hedges, this garden is a classical example of early 20th century landscape design. Though it has been seen several restorations over the decades, its core concept has remained order, color, and calm. During the spring and summer months, the rose garden truly comes to life as dozens of rose varieties bloom in vibrant reds, pinks, yellows, and whites. The gentle scent of roses fills the air, and the atmosphere here is noticeably quieter, ideal for reflection, reading, or simply taking a pause from city life. Benches line the garden's edges, shaded by trees that have stood here for generations. The contrast between the formal layout of the flower beds and the organic sprawl of the wider park creates a tranquil transition space, part cultivated beauty, part open serenity. The rose garden has a subtle symbolic weight. Historically, rose gardens in Europe were associated with both romantic, contemplating themes. In many public parks like this one, they serve as a place to linger and think, offering quiet dignity without a need for grand gestures. It's not about the flowers, though. The garden is also crossroads. Quite literally, from here, tree-lined avenues stretches out in several directions, leading deeper into Treptower Park. You'll often see cyclists passing through, couples strolling hand in hand, or artists sketching the geometric patterns of the rose beds. Even though it's just a small corner of the park, the rose garden stands out for its peaceful presence.
The Soviet War Memorial here behind us is one of the biggest here in Berlin. It was built both as a cemetery and also as a war memorial for the Second World War by the Russians. So here, this memorial will memorialize 7,000 of the 80,000 Russian soldiers that got killed during the Second World War. This gate here will be the entrance to the memorial. So let's go in and check how the monumentalistic building architecture here is really impressive.
As I pass beneath the stone archway, I enter one of the most powerful and solemn memorials in all of Berlin, the Soviet War Memorial at Treptower Park. Completed in 1949, this vast site was built to honor the more than 80,000 Soviet soldiers who lost their life during the Battle of Berlin in World War II. It stands not only as a place of remembrance, but also as a bold statement of history shaped by both grief and pride. Everything here was designed to evoke scale, sacrifice, and reflection. From the towering statues to the quiet path lined with weeping birches, it's more than just a monument. It's story told in stone, symmetry, and silence. Tells the story behind the memorial, its purpose, its symbolism, and the staggering human costs it represents. After World War II, Berlin lay in ruins, and the Soviet Union had suffered enormous losses. The memorial here was constructed in 1949 by Soviet architects and sculptors, both as a final resting place for around 7,000 fallen soldiers and a lasting tribute to the sacrifice during the Battle of Berlin. The signs also explains the layout from the solemn mourning figures to the monumental central statue. Every element here is designed to reflect strength, sorrow, and remembrance.
The first sculpture you come to here is the kneeling mother, the mourning mother, kneeling in front of the soldier graves. The next statues you come to is the two kneeling soldiers, both in honor of you, but also in honor of the dead. This is a sacred, solemn place. These reliefs are all depicting morning scenes that would be how the USSR wanted to depict the USSR life ideals together with the mourning of the dead. So even though that this place is fairly solemn and has a memorial view about it, it's also propaganda. And here is a big statement. This is a huge place. We just walked 300 meters just to get from the kneeling mother to the kneeling soldiers. That's 300 meters. And when you go further down, it will be 600 meters wide, so double the length wide, and nearly a kilometer long. In the center of it all stands this tall sculpture of a soldier with his sons and daughters. This is the savior in reality, the Russian savior. As you can see, there are some of the depictions down that would seem to reminisce a broken Nazi symbol. So this is in all all in all, the man who came to save Europe and Germany from Nazi oppression. Please remember that 7,000 soldiers here buried. 7,000 soldiers of the 80,000 soldiers that were killed in the Second World War. Now there is two more sites here in Berlin that is Russian memorials or Sovietish memorials. We will maybe visit the both sites at a later date. So stay tuned to the Nerdy Traveler. So if you like our content, then please subscribe, comment and share. It will help us really a lot to get further.
As we take a final look at the stone reliefs surrounding the vast memorial, the story they tell is unmistakable, one of suffering, struggle, and ultimate victory. Scenes of battle, farewells, and rebuilding stretches across the stone, carved with both emotion and intent. They remind us that this site is not just about remembering the dead, it's about shaping the legacy of the living. Whether viewed as tribute, message, or monument, the Soviet Memorial stands as a powerful chapter in Berlin's layered history, one of that still sparks reflection, debate, and quite awe. As we step away from these towering symbols and return to the peace of Treptower Park, the silence lingers, asking us not just to remember the past, but to understand it. And that's it for today's journey through Treptower Park, from tranquil gardens to powerful history. If you enjoyed exploring with me, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. It really helps the channel grow. And of course, subscribe to the Nerdy Travelers for more stories, hidden gems, and thoughtful adventures around the world. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep exploring.